7. The pulse of the heart. An awkward silence fell over the three of them after the mercenaries had been driven off. They took a short rest, tending to their wounds and catching their breath. Boren's armor was dented in several places, and he had a light cut on his arm. But thanks to his robust constitution, he quickly recovered his strength. Dryas leaned against a giant tree with her eyes closed, as if to replenish the energy she had expended during the battle. Ryan had no physical injuries, but he was mentally exhausted. His throat was hoarse from screaming, and his mind was a tangled mess of worries about what lay ahead. Balder was not a man who would give up. He was surely regrouping somewhere in the forest, preparing to hunt them again. What is the plan now? Dryas asked, her eyes open. The question was directed at Ryan. Somehow, the leader of this strange party was no longer the mighty knight or the master of the forest, but the cunning comrade. The plan remains the same, Ryan answered in a raspy voice. We go to the silent cave and use that astral blade to clear the conduit of magic. As for Balder and his cronies, let's ignore them for now. They won't last long in this forest either. All we need to do is accomplish our goal and leave. And what if they are blocking the path to the cave? Then, I suppose I'll have to summon another spirit, Ryan said with a wry smile, pointing to his throat. They set off again, their vigilance now much higher than before. Dryas used the eyes and ears of the forest to survey their surroundings, while Boren took the lead with his great sword drawn, clearing the path. Ryan followed behind them, searching for any signs of traps or ambushes. After walking for what seemed like an eternity, they finally reached their destination. At the base of a massive cliff, a dark cave entrance gaped between moss-covered boulders. Cold, damp air flowed out from within, and they could faintly hear the sound of dripping water. This is the silent cave, Dryas said. The wellspring of magic is in its deepest chamber. The inside of the cave was pitch black. Dryas created a small green orb of light in her palm, revealing the surrounding landscape. The cave walls glistened with moisture, and sharp stalactites hung from the ceiling. As they stepped inside, a strange sound greeted them. It was a low, regular pulse, like the beating of a giant heart. Thump, thump, thump. The sound emanated from the depths of the cave, its vibrations traveling through the walls and up into the soles of their feet. What is that sound? Boren asked, his voice tense. It is the sound of the wellspring, Dryas replied. The heart of the forest has weakened. Its pulse is not what it used to be. They followed the beating sound deeper into the cave. The path grew narrower and more treacherous. Finally, they arrived in a vast, open cavern. In the center of the cavern was a small pool filled with crystal clear water. A faint blue light pulsed from the center of the pool, creating the heartbeat-like thrum. This was the forest's wellspring of magic. But the wellspring did not look healthy. The water was murky, and the pulse of light was so faint, it looked as if it could stop at any moment. What do I do now, Ryan? Boren asked, readjusting his grip on his sword. Plunge the sword into the center of the wellspring, right where the light is coming from, Ryan instructed. The celestial energy in the blade will resonate with the wellspring's mana and clear the blockage. Boren nodded with a determined expression. He walked to the pool and stepped into the cold water. Gripping the greatsword with both hands, he center of the wellspring. It was at that exact moment. "That's far enough, you swindler," a familiar voice roared from the direction of the cave entrance. It was Balder and his remaining mercenaries. They had managed to track them all the way here. They held torches in their hands, their faces filled with vengeful fury. "I knew you were up to something in here. This cave will be your tomb," Balder shouted as he charged. Dryas immediately shot out vines to stop them, but in the narrow confines of the cave, she couldn't wield her power as freely as she had in the forest. The mercenaries swung their torches, burning the vines and resisting her. "Sir Borin, hurry," Ryan yelled. Borin did not look back. He trusted Ryan. He gathered all his strength and raised the greatsword high. "In the name of justice, may this sword save the forest." With a battle cry, he plunged the sword with all his might into the glowing heart of the wellspring. The moment the sword entered the water, it was as if all sound in the world ceased. The next instant, a tremendous flash of light erupted. A blinding blue radiance exploded from the wellspring, illuminating the entire cave as if it were day. A powerful wave of magic pulsed outwards, shaking the cave walls. Ryan and the mercenaries screamed as they were thrown to the ground. In the storm of light, Borin's sword howled as if it were alive. Ancient runes flared to life along the blade, appearing and disappearing in rapid succession as the sword began to suck in the wellspring's mana like a black hole. "But this can't be," Ryan stammered in horror, shielding his eyes. His lie was becoming reality in a way he could have never imagined. Borin's sword was not an ordinary sword after all. Having absorbed the wellspring's power, the blade began to run wild. The entire cave shook as if it would collapse, and chunks of rock began to fall from the ceiling. "We're all going to die," Balder screamed in terror. The situation was spiraling into disaster. The butterfly effect of Ryan's lie had become a raging tempest, threatening to drag them